This is Saturday in my shop. Here's my little friend. See him? He's become my shop mascot. I've watched this little guy grow from a baby. He's quite content right where he's at right now. Anyway, I decided to go ahead and I profiled the neck blank, and as you can see, I cut those notches in the side. I used my router table with a spiral bit, and I debated on what I did was I experimented before I did this. I debated on if I was going to do a straight line or do that rounded cupping like that. I like that rounded cupping idea. And so what will happen now is, at least is what I'm thinking right at the moment, is I'll glue this on. Once this is glued into place, and then I got this bucket of turquoise here. Not a bucket, but you know. When I lived out in Arizona, I bought a whole mess of these shards, these turquoise shards. I forget how big the bag was, but the guy only charged me $1.50 for it all. And I thought, heck, that'll come in handy. And I've used this stuff a lot on doing inlays and things like that. But what I'm going to do, instead of using it in these full shards, what I'll do is I'll take this stuff, put it in a bag, and I use a hammer and I pulverize it and make almost a powder out of it. And then what I'll do is I'll use my CA glue, come in here and start CA gluing all that turquoise in there. And what it'll do, it'll help me have a side marker and a top marker. I debate on how deep I wanted to go. I was debating on how far in I wanted to take it, but I think that's plenty. I don't want it to overkill it, you know? So anyway, so I just thought it'd be interesting because I'll put that turquoise in here, and then the turquoise, like I said earlier in the other videos, is I'll put that turquoise around here. And by the time it's all said and done, the headstock will probably get some turquoise on it too. Anyway, I'm still debating on if I'm going to use copper in it or not. I still might. I was trying to figure out how to do it here, but I think it's just going to be too much work. I don't feel like messing with it that much. So I think I'm just going to do is fill that in with turquoise, and I might still put a little bit of that copper right here, and then put the turquoise in it. I'm not sure yet. I may just go ahead and inlay the turquoise without the copper. So I can't quite make up my mind, but that's quite a ways down the road yet. I got a long ways to go yet, and some other things I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But once I get the fretboard glued on, then things should start to go pretty quickly, and see what happens from there. You know, I keep holding this. I should bring my tripod out. I'm sorry, I apologize if my videos get a little, makes you a little drunk. But I'm mainly out here by myself right at the moment, and the wife, she's got other things she's doing. So anyway, that's where this is at the moment. It's turning into be a fun project, and I just did this to show that if you got a bunch of woods laying around your shop, you can still make another guitar. This is the end of my hardwoods, so once this guitar is done, that'll be it for a long time. That's where this leftover woods neck through build is right at this moment in time. And trying not to keep these videos too long because this is a brand new channel. I had to start all over. It wasn't YouTube's fault. It was something else that was going on in my life, and I had to shut my other YouTube channel down, so I had to start all over. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Guess I'll get off here and glue the fretboard on and go to the next thing. I'll be clamping that up today. And I think it'll look fine. I think it'll look pretty cool. That's the first time I ever did anything like that. I'm also, might as well mention this too, I'm also decided to go ahead and put in a 0 fret on this one. It'll be the very first time I ever did one. Out of all the guitars I've ever built in my life, and I've built a bunch, I've never used a 0 fret. So I just thought I'd do it just because I want to. I really don't really see any downside to it other than over time the fret wears out just like any other fret does. But that would be an easy changeover. You couldn't, you know, I'm going to use a stainless steel fret in this position so it won't wear out as fast as the other frets. I'm using normal frets for the rest of it. And so that's a thing that'll be a new thing I've done. This doing the side markers, the dot markers this way is a first for me too. I've never done anything like that. On each of my builds, I try to do something new, something different. The other thing that's new to me, cutting this, trying to get these two things to match up. That was new. Doing the drop top on a neck through is new because usually I just cut them off here, line it up against the neck, and then the stripe of the neck show, you know, the stripe here shows all the way through. And so I like to do it this way this time because I wanted to keep as much as this wood showing. So that's producing some challenges I've never come across. You know, a couple of things I should have done. Instead of cutting this out first here, I should have waited and profiled my neck and then cut this to the neck. That's what I should have done. But now, so now I'm going to have from here to here, the platform of the neck will be showing here. And just a little bit here. The rest of this up here will get covered up with a pickup ring. No, it won't because I'm putting the P90s in this. So, so anyways, that's what I'm saying. You got to think 3/4 steps ahead of time sometimes, and it gets quite difficult trying to think ahead. So there'll be dual P90s in here, which were custom built by John Williams out in Nashville. And he's made several sets of pickups for me throughout the years. I'm a big P90 fan, but it seems like every time I make one, somebody buys the doggone thing. And always thinking in the back of my head, well, I'll always build me another one. So anyway, so this is another one. I'll put P90s in it. I'm going to use a regular hardtail bridge on it somewhere in here. And like you see on them, you know, I'm not going to do the Les Paul style bridges on this one. Since I elected to go flat instead of angling my body, I just thought the hardtail bridge would be a better way to go. And I still have to figure, once this is glued on, I still have to figure out how far down this needs to go so that the bridge will work properly. But if I have enough wood left over on the side here, then I may do a slight body carve to it. I haven't quite made up my mind yet, but I'm thinking about doing a little, just a slight body carve, not as deep as a Les Paul, but you know, just to give it some difference. And because like I said, the butt of this thing is a Les Paul, That's off one of my Les Pauls. And the top of this is off one of my Telecasters. And I just married the two together. It's been my design for a while now. And it's my two favorite guitars, Telly's and Les Pauls. So I just thought I'd marry the two together, and I thought I'd come up with something. And there's half a dozen or more guys out there do it already. So, but anyway, I like the design. I just like the roundness of the Les Paul more than the squareness of a Telecaster. So it ought to be sounding pretty good with the P90s in it. But in this these woods on the neck, this dark stuff, this wood is really super dense, really super hard, and this is pretty much the last of it. I got these pieces here that are part of that. I don't know if you can hear that. But you can, when wood clanks next to each other, you know how dense it is. And the stuff is super heavy. And I made one guitar out of it, and it came out really heavy, heavier than Les Paul. But this is heavy too. This it's already heavy, but luckily I'll be trimming off some weight off of it, so maybe it'll come out to be a Les Paul weight, not overweight. The wings, debating on if I'm going to chamber them or not, so that's another thing I'm thinking about before I glue them to the back of this. So that might be something I do, and just to help with weight. But anyway, that's it for today, and if you like what I'm doing, subscribe so you can keep up with what I'm doing. And I'll talk at y'all later. All right, here's the fretboard being glued on. As you can see, what I did was I used locating toothpicks. I used my little hand drill right there. Where are my pencils at? There we are. With a small bit in it, and you just drill a hole in the fret slot all the way down through your neck, blank. I put one here, then on the opposite side of that, I put one here. And then once I kind of glued it up, I used my hammer and I tapped it down in there to make sure they were secure before I went to clamping. And it looks like everything stayed right where I put it. See, there's my line. So, and then my other line right up here. Yeah, there's two lines on there, but I know which one was center. So anyway, now I just have to let it dry overnight. I'll come back out and unclamp it. Probably what I'm going to do is go ahead and make up the turquoise and put the turquoise in. Probably what I'm going to do is I'll put some tape along the edge here and over this, and then I'll fill it from here. And then that way I'm not losing all my turquoise all over the place. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Looks like as it dries, the glue keeps oozing out here. Trying to keep these little spots right here as clean as I can. And then again, I apologize for me hand holding my camera here. Actually, it's my cell phone. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk at you when I talk at you. See ya.